Outrage in much of South Florida's sizable Venezuelan community, and maybe a bit of confusion over why the same governor who condemns socialist dictatorships is now calling the Venezuelan migrants he flew to Martha's Vineyard illegal aliens. Maria Corina is with the American Business Immigration Coalition and was part of a vocal protest against those surprise flights and, according to the governor, other flights to come. Maria, great to have you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Glenna, for having me. It's a pleasure.
So you've, of course, so you've been here a while. This is not your first rodeo. You were out there protesting this week against the flights, and I'm sure you were also here when the candidates were around in 2018 and 2020. And the same candidates who really take every opportunity to condemn the Maduro regime, to condemn socialist as evil, are now exporting Venezuelans who are crossing the border looking for asylum to a different state. And I wonder how you hear those two things. Can they live together?
No, and actually I wanted to thank State Representative Dylan Fernandez for his leadership and demonstration of true American and Christian values, first of all. Immigrants strengthen our economy, and Governor DeSantis is doing nothing to fix our broken immigration system. He's adding to the chaos, like Representative Fernandez said, and not providing solutions.
So let me just let me just take you point by point then, just in the interest of television, which can be pretty speedy sometimes. So it is not, immigration is not a state issue. Immigration is a federal issue. And and to your point, there are even those working on it in a bipartisan way in South Florida, Republican and Democrat, trying to do immigration reform will tell you, you're right, it's pretty much stalled. So what are the border states then left to do about that?
Well, not what Governor DeSantis is doing. Treating immigrants in a way that is inhumane. I mean, immigrants and Venezuelan immigrants are asylum seekers. They're here with status. They come here to work and to contribute to our communities. Florida is currently facing an inflation crisis that is worsened by an unprecedented labor shortages. And our businesses, particularly key industries at the core of the economy, such as agriculture and hospitality, are in dire need of new workers.
Okay, so you come with this from a business and an economy point of view. That is your organization, a bipartisan organization. And we know intuitively that an immigrant workforce is critical to South Florida's economy. So
it's integral. Yes, integral. Exactly. So and Venezuelans, the Venezuelan community, I mean, there are 400,000 immigrant entrepreneurs in Florida. Last year alone, they added $8 billion to our state economy. Businesses in Doral, Weston, South Miami, Coral Gables, downtown, and elsewhere in Miami and the rest of the state, where Venezuelan immigrants work hard.
And so now... Okay, so now, and that said, so we watch now in real time a real humanitarian issue playing out with this particular group of Venezuelan migrants, as well as thousands of others who are being taken from the border and bused to other states this weekend. So take us through how someone can get here as a legal migrant employable to contribute to South Florida's workforce, because right now what the governor and his supporters see are people illegally crossing a border. Explain that.
These people, first of all, are asylum seekers. They have a legal right to do that when they cross the border after suffering many hardships. They surrender to authorities and seek asylum, and they have status as a result, and they are waiting a court hearing, and they're able and willing to work. And the governor interjecting himself, tricking them, trafficking them, and in a way that can potentially hurt their immigration case so that they can be deported is frankly disgusting.
Explain how this would hurt their immigration case.
Because as I understand it, and I'm not one of an immigration attorney, that these immigrants were lied to. They were told they had jobs waiting for them. And as State Representative Fernandez was pointing out, when they surrender to authorities and they're paroled, or they get, their instructions they have to report to the immigration courts to plead their case for asylum. And if they're unable to do that because they're in another part of the country where they went under false pretenses, or with misrepresentations of what they would be expecting, they're being preyed upon, and this is frankly unacceptable.
So would you be in
Venezuelans here in Florida? Well, I'm just saying, Venezuelans here in Florida, we own, manage, work banks, churro factories, franchises, restaurants, arepa stores, pequeños, chocolate stores, car dealerships, real estate developers.
Understood. Of course.
Hotels.
Part of the
we
fabric.
We are doctors. We are lawyers.
Part of the mosaic of Florida.
We are dreamers. We at least 200,000 in Florida, perhaps 90,000 or more voting in Florida. So this is a slap in the face to our community. And this does nothing to improve the Florida economy or its or its key industries. And it's just surprising to me that the governor, instead of working with our leaders to fix, or to contribute to fixing this problem so that there is a path, forward, he is just using it as a political stunt. And for what? So that he can have a build a wall moment, like
Maria, Corina, demonstrating what a partisan issue this has become, and we appreciate your time today. We will absolutely be following this as it develops. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.